Anybody following the channel recently knows that I have been working on my service truck. I've been making it a little more presentable. It's a 2001 F350. It kind of has been neglected over the years, and I decided to fix it up and make it look a little more presentable. I'll put a link to all of those videos down below. As part of that upgrade, I've decided to upgrade the lower dash panel. Now, this dash panel would be factory from what you would find on a Superduty in 2001. But if you bought a 450 or a higher one, you had the option of getting a Allison transmission. That Allison transmission required a switch panel of its own, and that looked a lot like the one in this picture. I'm going to be mentioning a lot of parts and pieces that I used to do this build, and if you're interested in doing this yourself, I will list them down below in the description. The lower dash panel itself you can find in a junkyard. That's probably going to be your cheapest bet. I have seen them sold on eBay, but they usually charge a little bit more there. There's even a few companies that are selling them. I assume they're probably new, maybe remakes, but your best bet is go to a junkyard and look for one of those bigger trucks and pull that dash panel. You're probably going to pay 10 bucks at most. I bought this switch backer panel from Rift Raft Diesel. It's probably one of the most expensive parts to this upgrade. I did do this on a shoestring budget, so there are some things that you're probably going to want to change. The switches are very common in the marine industry. They're waterproof and they're airtight. They're all of the good stuff that you want on a boat, but you can buy them on eBay relatively cheaply if you look around. You can also buy them on Amazon. You can order them from a bunch of different stores. These particular switches are actually not even LED. They still have incandescent bulbs in them, which is okay for me. You might want to customize them, maybe get green to match the dash, or just be creative. One thing I did with my panel is I was able to tie the backlights of these two buttons into the strobe kit. So when you turn the strobe on, you can see the flash pattern that is currently being displayed on the truck. As you program it and walk through the different modes, it changes on the fly. So you can do all this in the seat of the truck, and then when you turn the strobes back off, the switch panel goes back to normal. Now, depending on how much money you want to spend, you can buy these switches in a variety of configurations. You can buy them where they have just a light bulb on top that's independently controlled. You can buy them where they have a light bulb on top that is controlled by the power of the device you're turning on. You can buy them where there's an LED on the bottom, or a light bulb on the bottom and a light bulb on the top. Many different configurations. Now, I was being cheap and I just bought what was readily available. So some of my buttons only have one light. The heated mirrors that I added to the truck only has one light in the button. Idealistically, if you had a light bulb on the bottom and a light bulb on the top, when you would turn the button on, it would light down this indicator down here to let you know the heated mirror is on. But being cheap, I only have one light in the button, so I made mine flash when you turn the heated mirrors on. And then as soon as the 10-minute timer is up, I have an aftermarket module behind here that I'll show you in a second. It gives those mirrors 10 minutes of on time and shuts itself back off. It'll quit flashing to let you know the mirrors are off, or you can just turn it off yourself. Now, I did get lucky with the heated seats. They do have a light on top and a light on the bottom. I have ordered custom covers for these because I want at least the seat in the driver's seat to have back heat only. I have a bad back, and sometimes I don't want the bottom part on. I just want the back on to help relieve some of the pain in my back. So my buttons say back only on top, and then the bottom says seat and back. Those buttons should come in about a week's time. One of the added bonuses of adding this lower panel to your truck is you have all of the space to add modules to, or relays, and it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. I was able to add the flasher and a couple of relays and some other knickknacks, and I can now tuck them all out of the way, and you'll never even know they're installed in the truck. This guy here is the Strobe Kit. I did a video on that a while back. I'll put a link down below as well in case you're interested in looking at that video. These two guys here are nothing more than an automobile relay and a solid state flasher. Basically what they do is control the flashing on the heated mirrors, and that's all they do. The relay disconnects the solid power going for that light bulb and introduces blinking feed into it every time it receives power from the heated mirror line. This particular module gives power to those heated mirrors for 10 minutes. So as you can see, when you press the button, it turns the module on, which feeds the relay, which cuts the solid power, and it introduces a blinky signal, and that's why that light bulb flashes until the module shuts itself off. This relay here controls the output feed of the strobe light buttons. So there's two diodes in each one of these feeds, and one feed comes from the strobe kit itself. The other feed comes from the instrument panel lighting. The diodes keep them from back feeding each other, and this relay cuts off the solid feed wires so that they're not getting power from your dash instruments every time the strobe lights are turned on. They're only getting generating power from the strobe device itself. Hopefully this video was helpful for anybody interested in doing this dash mod to their truck. It took me a while to source all these parts and pieces, and I figured by listing them out it may help you guys. In an upcoming video we're going to be putting all of this together inside the truck, and we're going to show you how that truck is turning out. So like and subscribe, take a look at some of my other videos. At the very least, you might be entertained.